Prunella, written by Beth Ferry, illustrated by Keane, read aloud by yours truly, Christie Wright Wild. So I'm gonna read the back. Let's see if I can just do it like that. I'm gonna be able to see the front. When Prunella was born with a purple thumb, not a green one like her parents, everyone was stumped. What could that mean? It wasn't long until everyone found out. Prunella preferred corpse flowers to carnations, fungi to ferns, and poison ivy to petunias. The stickier and scarier the plant, the more Prunella loved it. And if the neighborhood kids stayed far away, well, Prunella never raised a stink. But then one day, a curious weed of a different sort popped up. What's a purple-thumbed, prickly Prunella to do? So this is kind of like a modern day tall tale almost. Anyway, here we go. Okay, we're going to have to pull this one back a little bit. Prunella was born with a purple thumb, which was quite a shock to her parents. They both had green thumbs, and they were master gardeners. They weren't quite sure what a purple thumb meant, but they were sure that Prunella would love plants. That she did. And she did. She loved cactuses and Venus flytraps. My son wanted a Venus flytrap. I never did get him one. And bat flowers. Instead of daisies, Prunella picked up decomposing branches. Instead of ferns, she grew fungi. Mushrooms are all the rage these days. So far, nothing strangely out of the ordinary. I'm beginning to understand the purple thumb. Watch out, poison ivy. Now that one's just weird. Her father said, steering clear of Prunella's poison ivy patch. It's fascinating, her mother agreed, studying Prunella's cobra lily. Prunella's garden. The daddy's got poison ivy. They didn't always understand Prunella's choices, but they completely understood her passion, and they fueled it. Strange and curious things soon filled Prunella's garden, things like bladderworts, porcupine tomatoes, and corpse flowers, which made the neighborhood kids not only nervous but nauseated. Prunella's garden pinched and poked and reeked. Whew. Ouch! Plants can't protect themselves without thorns. Flowers can't bloom without bees. Ouchie, ouch! Yuck! Plants can be carnivores too. But nothing she said made a difference, and nothing she did made her a friend. She's just sad and lonely. So instead, Prunella befriended the bugs and the bees and her beautiful plants and pretended the sting didn't hurt. She whispered secrets to her elephant's ears, read stories to her teddy bear Cola, and on her birthday discovered that spiders made wonderful, if not very colorful, confetti. Oh my goodness. No, don't throw spiders for confetti. Colorful? Depends on the type of spider, I guess. As Prunella's plants grew, so did she. And as she grew, she became more particular, more peculiar, more grumpy, more persnickety. But the best word to describe Prunella was prickly. You might be prickly too if your best friend was a cactus. Prunella's parents were a little concerned, but they had given her strong roots and knew she would blossom as soon as she was ready. Prunella was so busy weeding and pruning that she barely noticed her aloneness until a small boy peeked through the cactuses. Is that a pitcher plant? Shoo! And a voodoo lily? Shoo! Your skunk cabbage smells terrible. Think, shoo! He does seem to be fascinated. But then he said, my Venus flytrap is sick. Prunella looked to her beloved Venus flytrap. Not eating? She asked. Not even a gnat. Bring it over, she sighed. Don't water it so much, she advised, adding some moss. Can I see your garden? Prunella examined the boy closely. He reminded her of a weed, popping up exactly where she didn't want him. Prunella tried to say no, but instead she said, "Youch!" which sounded a lot like yes. Oh, I guess the cactus got her. So Prunella showed the boy her witch's butter and bleeding tooth fungus. Sure, this would repel him, but it didn't. Not even a smidgen. Can I bring my sister? She wants to be a mycologist. My, said Prunella, reconsidering this boy-shaped weed. She wants to study fungi? Yup, and I'm going to be a botanist. Prunella couldn't help but be impressed and the tiny bit curious. She had never met anyone who liked what she liked, and it planted a seed. A tiny, hopeful, friend-shaped seed. So the budding botanist and the pig-tailed mycologist visited Prunella's garden. They brought her a warded puffball, asked her questions, made her laugh. Can we come back? They asked. Prunella once again tried to say no, but instead said, "Youch!" which could only be interpreted as a yes. So Oliver and Clem came back, and they brought a whole bouquet of botanists with them, and one very curious entomologist who said, "Your insects are sublime." Prunella couldn't stop the smile that bloomed on her face. Her parents couldn't stop smiling either. Slowly, with care and curiosity, and the occasional cupcake, these small scientists wormed their way into Prunella's garden, into her greenhouse, and into her heart. Happy birthday, Prunella! And that tiny seed inside her sprouted and stretched and soared. Can we plant this? Oliver asked, showing her a hairy root. Only if it has thorns. Which it did. Prunella hoped it would grow into a scarlet firethorn. Scarlet firethorn? Question mark. But it didn't. Blackberries? Prunella asked, holding one up. It is blackberry season. I've got a gazillion plants around my house with thorns and all the flowers. Can't wait to make a blackberry cobbler. Her new friends were holding up something too. It was their thumbs, and each was stained a deep and lovely purple, just like Prunella's. I love the little twist ending. Purple thumb because they're all picking blackberries. I love it. Prunella's persnickety plants. So there's the pitcher plant, teddy bear calla, voodoo lily, also known as the dragon lily, snake lily, or black dragon, skunk cabbage, grows in wet, swampy areas. It creates its own heat and can melt snow around it in the spring. Wow. When the leaves are crushed, they smell like a skunk or rotting meat. Attractive to bees and butterflies. The plant repels squirrels and raccoons. Interesting. Witch's butter, bleeding tooth fungus, warded puffball, which is a type of fungus or a mushroom, I guess. Scarlet firethorn, and blackberries. An edible dark purple fruit growing in impenetrable thorny thickets known as brambles. The stems grow sharp, thick prickles that deter animals from eating the sweet, tart fruit. Doesn't deter the little green beetles that fly around to get them. And that, my friends, is prunella. So if you were to plant a garden, would you like to plant Venus flytraps, poison ivy? No, 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 don't do that. Blackberries? Or would you like to plant daisies and petunias like her parents? I personally like my garden should be some lettuce, some tomatoes, strawberries. I tried broccoli once. Corn's really, really hard. I like a vegetable garden, but the blackberries I don't have to plant because they're wild. And maybe a few flowers, some marigolds mixed in. My favorite flower is the purple bearded iris. It smells so good. I like it better than a rose. Have a wonderful evening, and let me know if you are a gardener, or do you not have a green thumb or a purple thumb and everything you grow dies? Could be due to the water. That's my number one suggestion. Either water it less or water it more, one of the two.